Hello guys, I hope you are doing fine wherever you are watching us from. As always, is your presenter Kish from Africa, and today's episode we are looking at how blacks are actually rejecting to unite or to heed for the call of unity by the Latinos at this time when the Latinos are actually facing, the consequences of their choice. Because right now the Latinos are facing it hard, and this is because they elected this regime, and they actually ignored the black warnings or the black community warning. And right now, because they are in trouble, they are calling for black and brown unity. But I think the black community is not ready for this unity at this particular time, because the time for unity, the time for proper unity was on September, when we actually needed to unite to make correct choices in the way we vote, without shedding blood, without being tear gassed. But right now that they ignored the black warning or advice, they went ahead and voted for this regime, and this regime is actually doing them what they did not expect. They are actually deporting them. They are hunting them using ISIS. And I think that because they know that the black community are always energetic, and the black community always fight for justice for all, they will gaslight them and come and fight for the Latinos. But I think most of the black are seeing this trap, and they are saying, no, if you are uniting, we are uniting after you have learned your lesson, so that this will not repeat again. This idea of thinking that you are the best in the minority community and you are so special, and therefore you are not voting like another particular minority, because you think that you are so special, will end for good. And I think after this regime, the Latinos will learn their lesson, and in the next election, they will unite. The unity of purpose, the unity driven by the urge to fight for justice, not the unity for convenience, not the unity because you want the black community to come and force you. We want real unity. And I think most of the black community, most of the black people will agree with me that this will not be the time, the best time to make proper unity. I think we will have to wait until the Latinos learn their lesson. Though I'm not advocating for the Latinos to be harassed, but I think sometimes we have to face the consequences of our action. Sometimes we have to face the consequences of our actions, so that we can learn a lesson that we will never forget, a lesson that will impact to our generation. Let me know what you think about this episode, and of course, if you are not subscribed, please do so. We will really appreciate. Let's watch the video.
I see them down in my comment section and in the comment sections of other content creators talking about we all need to come together. All marginalized groups need to come together. Black and brown people need to come together. The time to come together was on November 5th when it counted. We didn't have to shed blood. We didn't have to fight. We didn't have to sweat. We didn't have to shed tears. All we needed to do was walk into the voting booth and vote accordingly against Donald Trump and for Kamala Harris. And all black and brown people didn't do that. All marginalized communities didn't do that. But now you want people to shed blood, to exert crazy amounts of energy, to put themselves in danger to come together now because you're in the hot seat. Well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in danger. I don't want my son to put himself in danger. I don't have the strength. I don't have the energy. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And I'm seeing all of these Latinas and Latinos using their platforms finally to try to chastise other people who aren't running out into them streets. I want you to understand, on November 5th, the 92% and the 80%, we stood 10 toes down with you. We stood with you. The problem is, and the reason why we're here today, is because you didn't stand with us. And all black and brown people didn't do that. All marginalized communities.
I don't understand. This is not what we voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. No, how can he do this? I've supported him through thick and thin. We told you. No, he promised to only deport the dangerous Latinos, not the good ones. Oh, you dumb fucking bitch. Why are you being so mean? I'm being mean. We have to fight this together. Oh, now you want to fight together? I didn't think it was going to turn out this way. Haven't you been listening to all his speeches since 2016? No, this is not the Trump I voted for. He's exactly who you voted for. All we want is a better economy. That's all we want. We love this country. Oh God, I can't believe this. My parents were Cuban refugees. And you still voted for him. They came here for a better and safer life. Like every refugee, but that didn't stop you from founding Latinas for Trump, which is like the dumbest thing. It's like cockroaches for RAGED. You lack empathy, and you are dumb.
These didn't.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it yet again. How many people have we stood with and helped them fight for all of our freedom? And in the end, they end up way in the front of the line, and we're still at the end with them telling us, oh, it's coming. It just takes time. Don't do it, or you will end up being me at 72, sitting some fucking where, wondering how much longer, wondering what if we had chosen differently. One of the last arguments I had with my mother before she passed, I told her that they chose wrong. Martin, cute, but Malcolm would have been much more effective. Keep your ass home.
Hey guys, I've been seeing a lot of Latinos and Hispanics videos popping up, and they're in tears, they're fearful, they're in panic mode, and it's sad to see. And it's even sadder when you know they voted this in upon themselves. And now they're reaping the repercussions. And now they're coming out crying and pleading. And there's nothing anybody can do right now. He's even boosted this thing up because they weren't picking up enough people. So now he's just telling them to pick up any and everybody. If you notice, they're not going to bad areas of towns or bad areas of cities and going into the gang infested communities. They're not going to those communities. They're not going looking, hanging out on who's hanging out on the corners or hanging around certain establishments or whatever. No, they're going to workplaces. They're going to courts. They're going to communities where families are there. They're going to graduations. Yeah, they went to elementary school graduation and started trying to pick up the parents of the kids who were graduating. They were saying the parents had to run and leave their kids because they had to flee. So now, because they haven't deported as many people as Biden did legally, now they want to ramp up, and they're telling them just pick up anybody. So they're going in neighborhoods. They're going in, like I said, they're going on job sites, Home Depot. Where are the criminals? What criminal do you know is on a job site? The criminals that they said they were going to be deported, the hardcore criminals. What criminal do you know is on a job site? What criminal do you know is going to court? And now you guys are up. Excuse my French. I'm not going to even say it. Y'all up the creek without a paddle. And it's nothing anybody can do. Because he has a stick up his butt about this particular topic. And because y'all gave him the ammo, he's blowing y'all away. Y'all were begged not to vote for this man. You were pleaded with to do not put this man in office. You were reasoned with, you were educated as to why. We didn't just say don't do it. We were telling you the reasons not to do it. But you didn't want to hear that from us. Y'all didn't want to hear one word came out of y'all mouth. You were so arrogant on this social media. One guy was on here hollering out he was going to make it his business to make sure that loses. And was referring to Kamala Harris. So y'all were out here verbally, very boastfully, verbally letting us know what your agenda was, what your intention was, but you got it. He got in office, Kamala Harris did. Now look. Look. LA is almost on fire. They're picking up people who are actually citizens that were born here because y'all voted for this. They're terrorizing your communities now because y'all voted for this. They're showing up at the courts hearing where you're trying to go become illegal, to become legal citizens. They're coming there and snatching y'all as soon as you come out the court room because y'all voted for this. Everything I say they're doing now, I could finish with because y'all voted for this. And now that the chickens have come home to roost, there's nothing anybody can do right now. Because as you can see, the more protesters come out, the more deranged he gets. Pete Hegseth has said that he wants to release the Marines. That's on top of the National Guards. Because y'all voted for this. Y'all had no idea that the people you were trusting were just salivating. They were salivating in the background. Just saying, ooh, come on November 5th. Come on November. Come on November. Come on. I'm waiting. They were salivating, waiting for the day that they could unleash their true feelings. And now it's out there. And all the warnings, all the pleading, all the begging, all the educating, nothing. It came up with nothing. And now that it's biting you really, really hard, you're begging and pleading for people to come help. How are we going to come and help? What are we going to come and do? Tell us. Because the minute we come out there, what they're just starting to do now, with the tear gas and the rubber bullets, that's going to escalate to real bullets and who knows what else. It's too late. The time to ask for help was before the election. The time to plead for help was before you went into that booth. Help me go into that booth and make the most intelligent, the most prosperous vote I can make for me and my family. But y'all wanted to link up. Y'all wanted to link up with a whole other group of people. And you were willing to sacrifice everything. Everything. You guys have lost your businesses. You've lost your homes. You've lost your family. You've lost your freedom. And God forbid, some of y'all might even have lost your lives. The damage is done. The damage is done. The only saving grace that will be left for you is that Rockland, New York hand count comes back and shows complete fraud. And I bet you if that happens, I bet you every penny I got, all those reasons y'all didn't want Kamala Harris in there, all that disdain you have for Kamala Harris, all that disrespect, I bet you that flies out the window so damn fast. Because you know, when you see that woman come in that office, all this chaos cease. All this torture cease. All this mayhem cease. That y'all do know. Because you know why? Because you lived what we tried to tell you. But you weren't going to listen to us. You weren't going to take it. You had to experience it. So now that you're experiencing, hopefully when the time comes for you to make a decision like this again, hopefully you'll remember these days. Hopefully you'll remember these 100 and something days. And you'll reflect. And you'll do something different. You'll make intelligent decisions, not decisions based on feelings. Not decisions based on triggers. But decisions based on facts. So you don't sit up here and put you and your family in harm's way again. Hopefully, anyway. But praying that the best works out, the best outcome comes out. Praying for covering. And most importantly, praying from learning from this. Praying that somebody learns from this. I got to get out of here, but before I go, Latinos for Trump, Hispanics for Trump. Is this what you consider great again? My friend's still asking.
Some of you guys may not like this post. Okay, it has to be said. Having a platform gives me where I need to make a stand and say. And there's a lot going on with ICE right now. And I'm going to say, you know, this may get muted because they love to mute my political videos, but we're going to try. Some of you guys with the black and brown unity right now going on, I'm reading tons out there on threads and social media. And some of you guys say that this is not our fight. This isn't our fight. I just want you to pause and think that when ICE raids homes and when migrants are detained, If injustice anywhere is allowed, it becomes injustice everywhere. This ain't just about them, it's about all of us. It's about every single one of us. Black people have every single right to be exhausted and to be tired. They have carried centuries of protests and fighting for their rights. But I want you to ask yourself, who benefits when we are divided? Because white supremacy loves when we say that's their issue. Read history, really read history, and you'll find that they wanted to create division with us. Because then it doesn't have to fight unity. They want us scared. They want us quiet because they know that when Black, brown, and indigenous people stand together, we're truly unstoppable, not just in marches, but in strategy and policy and power. And yes, we've been betrayed before. Yes, anti-Blackness exists in immigrant communities. But healing doesn't happen in silence, and liberation won't come from watching another family be ripped apart and thinking, well, that's not my business. To say they should have voted, that there's certain Hispanic people that should have voted, or they should have voted differently, or whoever you want to say should have voted, shouldn't voted, done differently, all of that. You're not focusing that the system is really rigged and restricts those that are still restricts those that are allowed to vote. So you're assuming that everyone has the same access, and it blames the oppressed for their oppression. I'm just gonna pause on that. And it gives the real enemy a pass. When you say if we protest ICE, the police are gonna come for us, ask yourself, when have they ever not come for us? When have they ever not come for us? I don't care, Black, brown, whatever. When have they not come for us? Solidarity won't make us more targeted. Silence just makes them bolder. Protesting ICE is protesting systems that believe cages are solutions. It's protesting state violence. It's protesting dehumanization. If we don't stand now, we teach the system how to treat us next. You don't have to be in the streets to be in the fight. You don't. Support organizers, share truth, sign petitions, use your voice, use your platform, because what they do to us today is what they will do to us tomorrow.
Hello and welcome back. I think let me make something clear that the Black community don't want to support or doesn't want to come and protest with the Latinos because they feel special, or because the Black community hate the Latinos or hate other minority group, or rather the Black community feels that they are special. No, it is because that we really feel for the Latinos, but the fact that they betrayed us during voting cannot be forgotten, or they cannot go away, or they cannot go away with it. What the Black community is actually saying is that you learn the consequences of your choices, and therefore if you learn the consequences of your choice, next time you will be able to make proper or correct choice, and that idea of messing every time will come to an end because you have learned your lesson. Let it be clear that the Black community does not hate the Latinos, does not hate other minority groups, but when the Black community actually won against electing this regime, other minority community felt that they are special, and right now they are the one who are suffering most, and therefore gaslighting the Black community to come and fight for them is not something that is going to be accepted lightly. So the Latinos will have to bear with the Black community, and then after learning their lesson, now they can call for the unity that they are calling right now. Let me know what you think about this episode, And of course, if you have not subscribed, we urge you to subscribe to get this conversation going. Here we talk freely, and also don't forget to leave your comment or opinion in my comment section. Until we meet next time, peace, love, and harmony.